Hello students. Today we are going to study about Python programming fundamentals, the basics of Python. And in that, we are going to take a very small topic, variables in Python. So today we are going to understand what is a variable, how do we create it, and how do we assign any value to my variable. So first of all, let's understand what is a variable. So students, variable is like a container. Like if I say it is a container. So what is known as a container? A box which can hold some things in it. Yes, it becomes my container. We can take a very simple example of a chalk box. A chalk box can hold multiple chalks at a time, or I can say I can keep a single chalk also in my box. So a chalk box is like a container which can hold the chalks as a value. And another functionality of my container is I can easily put the values in that. And on the other side, I can take out the values from it. Like if I explain you, chalk box is there. I can keep the chalks in it. And whenever needed, I can take out the chalk from it. So I can put the values also and I can take out the values also. This is the functionality of my container. And variable works in the same manner. In Python, if I say that variable is a container which is responsible to hold a value or multiple values together, then it won't be wrong. So let us take one example. If I say a is equal to 3, this is a statement in Python, a is equal to 3. So here a is my variable which is holding a value as 3. Try to understand it again. A is a variable which is holding a value 3. So 3 becomes my value and a becomes my variable. And these two things are separated with an is equal to sign. And this is equal to sign is known as an assignment operator. What do we call it? An assignment operator. Another point with respect to this only, I am saying that a is equal to 3, a is my variable and 3 is my value. So here a is my L value. That means a value which is written at left hand side, and 3 is R value, which means 3 is written at right hand side. That's why we are calling it as R value. And we have studied that in between there is an is equal to sign which is known as an assignment operator. So a becomes my L value, 3 becomes my R value. So my L value is holding R value. I hope I am clear. My L value is holding R value. Now it cannot be a possibility that R value holds my L value. So if we say that R value cannot hold L value, then it won't be wrong. Like if I say that 3 is equal to A, if I turn my statement in this way, so what will happen? Your Python will give you an error. Cannot assign to literal. Basically, what is a literal? As you can see, it is written over here, a literal. Literal is a value. Literal is a type of value which is assigned to a variable. Like if I talk about here, A is equal to 3. A is my variable and 3 is my value. But in my technical term, my 3 is a literal, which means a type of value which is stored in variable A. So I hope we have understood this statement. A is equal to 3. At the left hand side, we always write a variable name. And at the right hand side, we always write a value. And this variable and value are separated with an operator which is known as an assignment operator. So this is the way that we create and we initialize a variable. Now another thing, as I have taken A, so A is my variable name. Now you must be thinking that every time we need to take only A as a variable name. So answer is no. We can assign any name to our variable, but there are some rules behind it. Like anything we cannot write as a variable name. There are some rules on the basis of which we define a variable. We create a variable. So let us discuss all the rules one by one. First rule, it can be a combination of a letters or digits. Like if I say A10 is equal to 3. In place of this A, I have modified my variable name as A10 is equal to 3. So this is completely a valid variable name because this is a combination of my letter and number. And one more thing, why is it valid? Because it is starting with an alphabet. So this is my second rule basically, that my variable name can be a combination of letter and numbers, but it should start with an alphabet always. Let's try. If I write a variable name like this 10A, then it will become an invalid variable name. How? Let's check. See, as soon as I pressed enter, I got an error, which is known as invalid sentence. That means this is beyond my rules. I cannot write a variable name in this way. Okay, let's move on. My third rule is it cannot contain white spaces. So what is known as a white space? A space generated between two terms is known as a white space. Now I have separated my A from 10 and I have created one space over there. Let's check whether it's working or not. No, it is not working. Again, I am getting the same error as invalid sentence, which is not in my rules. Next is, it cannot contain a special character except underscore. So we all know about the special characters which are given onto our keyboard, and we know about our underscore as well. If I press my minus key along with shift key, see, this is my minus, but if I press the same key along with my shift key, I'll get underscore. So I am only allowed to use underscore in my variable name, not any other special character. So let's try it. If I use A underscore 10 is equal to 3, it is valid as I'm not getting any error over here. But if I use A minus 10 or I say A hyphen 10, I'm not subtracting it. and I can't do it actually at left hand side, a-10 is equal to 3, then it will show me an error. Cannot assign to operator. Next, any other we can try? Like if I say dollar I'm using, a$10 is equal to 3. Invalid syntax. If I use a#10 is equal to 3, I'll get 3. Why am I getting 3? Now I'll tell you the reason behind it. As you can see, since starting, I'm using this hash symbol along with my text. But you can see one difference. When I'm writing a is equal to 3, I'm writing it without my hash symbol because I need to execute this statement. I want to take it as a part of my program. But whatever I'm writing along with my hash symbol is not necessary to be executed by the interpreter. This is an extra information which I'm including into my program. So basically hash is used for writing the comments in Python. Now you must be thinking that I have written over here as a only. If I talk about this hash 10 is equal to 3, this becomes my comment. Yes, but try to understand, students. I have written over here a, which is a variable name. And if you go up and see, I have already initialized it as a is equal to 3. So here it is giving me the value of a, basically. Now if I write over here a, I'll get the same result. I hope I am clear with this point. Let me adjust my screen once. Yeah. So here, what is the difference between this statement and this statement? Here also I have written a and this a is only executed. Here also I have written a and this a is only executed. But this hash, this rest of the part is counted as a comment, which is of no use. So if you think that a#10 becomes your variable, then you are wrong. Because whatever you will write after this hashtag will be converted into your comment. Okay, let's move on. Next is keywords cannot be used as a variable name. So as we have stated that what are the keywords? If I talk about my print, this is a keyword. If I say true, false, these are my keywords. Like I can show you 3 is greater than 4. So I am getting the result as false. False is known as a keyword, which is an inbuilt functionality of Python. If I say print a_10, I'll get the result as 3. And you can easily make a difference between this keyword and my normal character, normal wordings. This print is appearing into a different font color. And my simple variable name is appearing into my, as usual, black font. So the keywords in Python always appear differently onto the screen. Let's say, if I say if 3 is greater than 4, then print 3. I'm coming over there. See, because my condition becomes false, so it is not printing anything. But if you see, this if and print are appearing in different colors because these are the keywords in Python. So my keyword name cannot be used as a variable name. If I say that I am writing if is equal to 5, it will show you an error, invalid syntax, because if is a keyword which cannot be used as a variable name. Now let's move on. Variable names are case sensitive, which means small alphabets and capital alphabets are different from each other. Let's take an example. We are using a underscore 10, which is holding a value as 3. If I say capital A underscore 10 and I am pressing enter, I'll get an error that A underscore 10 is not defined. I can use it as my variable name, but why am I getting this error? Because I have not assigned any value to my this variable. But if I say A underscore 10 is equal to 5, I'll not get any error, because now I have created my variable also, and along with creation I have assigned a value also to it. So both small a underscore 10 and capital A underscore 10, both variable names are different from each other. That's why we are calling it as a case sensitive language. Let's take an example of if. Like when I use this if, I got an error. But if I write over here capital I, f is equal to 6, I will not get any error. Because my small I and small f becomes if, which is a keyword in Python. But if I change the case of my if to capital, it will have a different meaning. I hope you have understood this concept. Now, let's move on. Creating a variable, we have talked about that there is a L value, then there is assignment operator, and then there is a R value. So three things are basically there: L value, assignment operator, and R value. And we have studied upside that my R value can't hold L value. R value is always held by L value. Let's move on. Now students, I explained you one concept of a variable, that as we are assigning the values to my variable, I can take these values out. How? Let's see. If I say that A is equal to 5, now A is holding 5, not 3. Because earlier I wrote A is equal to 3, but as soon as I have typed over here A is equal to 5, so my earlier 3 value is overwritten by my new value 5. So now, after writing this statement, A is not holding 3 anymore. If I'll print A, it will show me 5, not 3. So one concept we have discussed over here, that the values which are stored in a variable can be easily modified. And as many as times I want to modify these values, I can do it. Now my point is that how to take out the values from it. This is all about replacement, that I replaced my previous value with a new value, but I want to take out some value. How to do it? If I write A is equal to A minus 2, and I'll write A, it will again get converted into 3. Because out of my 5 values, I have taken out 2 values. So 5 minus 2 becomes 3. Now my A container, A variable, is holding a value 3. Okay. Now let's talk about 2 or 3 variables together, that how do they take place into the memory. Let's take another variable. P is equal to 5, Q is equal to 9, and R is equal to 2. There are three variables, P, Q, and R. And these all three variables are occupying the memory space into my Python memory. Okay. Now I am doing one calculation over here. Total is equal to P plus Q plus R. What have I done? There are three variables, P, Q, and R. And in my this statement, I have added all three values at the right hand side. This becomes my R value and this is my L value. So my R value will be calculated as the addition of all three variables and will go and stored into my L value, which is known as total. Basically, total is also my variable name. So let's see how much is it getting. So I am printing my total variable name and I'll get the result as 16. After this, if I say that P is equal to P plus Q, I have written P is equal to P plus Q. Now I want to perform total is equal to P plus Q plus R. Now let's check the result. Print of total. I'll get the result as 25. Why so? Because here I have done a modification into my P value. Earlier P was holding 5, but now after doing this calculation as P is equal to P plus Q. Let me make it a comment, otherwise it will run again. P plus Q. So it is holding 9 plus 5 is equal to 14. And here my 14 is counted as P variable. P is 14. So in my next statement, what happened? Total is equal to 14 plus 9 plus 2 is equal to 25. So in this way, at each and every step, in the next step, or I can say, I can modify my variable value. And this is allowed. I can overwrite also, I can replace it also, and I can subtract or add also. Any type of operation I can apply onto my variable. So let's move on. Now there is a concept. Let me check this. Or shall I open it again? Just wait. Let's start with a fresh page. So, variable is basically based upon three concepts. There are three functions. Number one is identity. Second is type. And third is value. So let's talk about identity, type, and value one by one. So what is an identity? Let's take an example of a human being. Like we are the people, we are living in a house. So where do we live becomes our address. Like if I talk about my home address is block E and the house number is 264. So E264 becomes my house address. And in another term, I can say that this is my identity, basically. That here at this particular address, I live. Now, what is a value? If I talk about my variable, what is a value? That how many members are there in my family? The members in the family becomes a value. That I am 1, we are 2, we are 3, we are 4, or like this. Now we come upon the type. Like if I talk about myself, then what is my gender? There are two types of gender, either male or female. So if we talk about the gender of human being, a value can be of male or it can be a female. This is about a type. Now let's discuss about the identity. How to find out the address of a variable in Python. If I say a is equal to 9, a is holding a value as 9 over here. A is my variable name. But 9 is a value. This is not an address of my variable. How to find it out? ID of A. ID is my keyword. As you can see, the color is changed over here. And it is a function also. Anything which I write along with my round brackets becomes a function. So basically ID is my function. And in that function, I am passing one value A, which is my variable name. So if I pass this statement and execute it, I'll get the address of my variable A in the memory. I hope I'm clear with it. Now let's see. If I say B is equal to 6 and I want to find out the address of my B variable, I can write like this. Now again, if I write ID of A, it will remain same. Address will not be changed. Okay. Let's come on to the type. Now what is the type of my variable? My type of the variable depends upon the value. Like if I say A is equal to 8.9. So 8.9 is not a complete number. It is a number with a fractional part. So let's talk about different types of data in Python. There are several types of data. We are going to discuss about data types. First of all, we are going to talk about integer. Then we are going to talk about floating numbers. Then we are going to talk about strings. Then we'll talk about Boolean. And last we'll talk about none. So let's talk about them one by one. What is an integer? Integer is a complete number. Like as I have written earlier, A is equal to 9. So 9 is a complete number without any fraction, without any decimal. So this value becomes integer. And if I talk about, if I say that A is equal to 4, 4 is again my integer value. And if I want to find out the type of my A variable, that what is the type of A, what type of value is it holding, it will show me int, class, integer, type. That A is a type of variable which is holding a value of integer. Next, if I say A is equal to 4.5, immediately I am changing the value of A. I am replacing 4 value by 4.5. Now my A is not holding 4, but it is holding 4.5. And 4.5 is not a complete number, but it is a number with fraction. So if I again type, now I want to type of A. So another way is press Alt plus P. it will take you back to the statement. Press enter. I'll get the result as class float, which is my second data type. That this is containing a number which is having a decimal part. Now let's talk about A is equal to computer. Now, if I say type of A, it will show me class string. str is a string. And what is a string in Python? A collection of alphabets. Or I can say, whatever I write within single, double or triple quotes becomes my string. If I say A is equal to 345, then also I'll get the same result. Type of A. It is holding string type of value. But if I write A is equal to 345 without my single quotes, then it will show me integer value. So basically, whatever I'll type within my single quotes or double quotes will become my string value. Now, another type of value comes like Boolean. There are certain situations or there are certain questions, or I can say there are certain calculations which cannot produce a number as a result. Like if I ask you that, is it raining outside? So can you calculate it? Can you produce a number out of this calculation? No. You can either say yes or no. Yes, it is raining outside, or no, it is not raining outside. So there can be two results in this case. If I convert my yes or no into true or false, then I'm talking about my Boolean values. Like earlier also I have shown you one example. If I say that 4 is greater than 5, I'll get the result as false. If I say 4 is less than 5, I'll get the result as true. So false and true, these are my Boolean values. So if I write print 4 is greater than 5, I'll get the result as false. How to find out the type? If I pass this expression inside my type, I'll get the result. I will not get the result as true or false over here, because as I have typed the function name as type, T-Y-P-E, I'm not printing the value of it, but I am printing the type of my expression over here. And because this type of expression is going to produce the result either in true or false, so my class is Boolean type of class. Same example I can give you over here. Type of 21 divided by 7. Now let's see what is the result. This is a type of float, because I'll get the result as 3.0. If I show you, I'll get the result as 3.0. Although it is completely divisible, but my single division operator is known as a floating number. If I say type of 21 integer division by 7, it will show you int. Because here in this case, I'll get the result as 3, not as 3.0. So if I want to find out the type of my expression, I can do that also. I hope I'm clear with this concept. Next comes none. If I say A is equal to none, none is always written with N capital, starting N capital, and rest in small. So this is again my keyword here in the Python. A is equal to none. So if I print A, it will show me nothing. So what does it mean over here? That I am assigning a value to A as none, which means that A will hold a memory space over there, but it will not hold any value. Like if I say that ID of A is this, that means it is getting a particular address over there in the memory, but it is not holding any value. And if I type, and if I want to find the type of my A, then what will I get over here? None type. That this is my empty variable, which is not holding any value. Now we are going to talk about certain escape sequences. So what are my escape sequences basically? If I ask you to print your name, roll number, class, how can you write it? Like print name is equal to, I can say Harshita. So it will be printed in this way. If I ask you to write name and class all together, how will you write it? Alt P. Now you can say class is equal to 11. Now execute it. It will print in the same line, but I want you to print both the things into separate lines. So what can I do over here? In this statement, in between these two, I can place \n. N is new line. N stands for new line over here. So if I want to divide my text into two parts, that means if I want to bring my rest of the content into the next line, I may use \n. Now let's check. It will work in this way. Another variation over here, I want to generate some space, a tab space between my these. Like I want, after writing name, in between my name and is equal to sign, there should be a tab spacing. So there is one more escape sequence, /t. T stands for tab. And after is equal to also, it will generate one tab space. So I'll write it again over here. Let's check. See, here the tab spacing is generated. Same I can apply over here as well. Alt P. Same if I do over here /t and after is equal to also /t, it will work in the same way. So these are escape sequences. Basically, what are escape sequences? In a string, we use some non-graphical characters to generate the spaces and to shift the content to the next line, etc. So these non-graphical characters are known as escape sequences. There are some more escape sequences, like, let's check once over here. If I want to place single quotes along with my Harshita name, what can I do over here? \this. And after writing Harshita, \single quote. Now let's check. See, the result is in front of you. Harshita is written with single quotes over here. Another, if I want to convert it into double quotes, let's try it onto 11, \double quotes, \double quotes. Now my 11 is appearing in double quotes. So these are some escape sequences which have their own significance in Python programs. So the third part of my variable is value. As we have talked about, whatever the expression or the value we write at the right hand side of my assignment operator becomes a value. I hope I'm clear with the concept. Let's discuss one more last concept quickly. Like if I want to write A is equal to 5, B is equal to 5 and C is equal to 5. So what am I doing over here? I'm assigning the same value to my different three variables. So in this case, what is going to happen? You must be thinking that A, B and C must be having the different memory locations. So you are right. But they are pointing to a single value. That value is not located at three different locations, but that value is having only a one particular address. And all these three variables are pointing towards that value. So I can write it as this also. If I say A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to 5, then also it will function in the same way. Because my 5 value is going to be stored into C, C is stored into B, and B is stored into A. So finally, 5 value is assigned to all three variables one at a time. And if I pass one print statement over here, A, comma, B, comma, C, then it will show me the result in this way. All three variables are holding a same value. Now, let's discuss a very small program. If I ask you to print this pattern, sorry, let me start with the script concept. If I ask you to print this, sorry, then 4 stars, this pattern, how will you write the program? I can shift it over here and this here. I want to print 1 star in first line, 2 stars in second line, 3 stars in third line, and 4 stars in fourth line. And if I ask you to write one program onto this so that I'll get the result in the same manner, then how will you write it? Simple. By using the print statement, we can do this. I can write this. I can write this. And if I copy the same thing, shift home, control C, control V, one more time, control V, and I increase. Sorry, not here, here. And 2 more stars over here. So what will happen? In my first line, 1 star will be printed. In my second line, 2 stars will be printed. In my third line, 3 stars will be printed. And in my fourth line, 4 stars will be printed. Let's run it. As I have written the program into my script mode, so you all know the procedure. I need to press F5 key. Now I'll save it with the name. I can give any name like pattern.py. Yeah, Yeah, I can replace it. So it will show me the result in this way. Let me adjust the screen once. Mhm. Yeah. So we are over here, and the same program which I wanted, the same result I'm getting over here. But if I ask you to write the same program by using a single print statement, then how will you do it? Now let's convert it into a single statement. How? Take this, Control C, then Control V, and here, after writing this, I can type what? /n. After my 1 star, my line will get changed. After that, I can type 1 star, and I can give 1 tab space, and I can type 1 more star. After typing these 2 stars, I need to change the line. So I'm using /n. After changing the line, I have to print 3 stars along with tab space. It's done. Now again I need to change the line. After that, 1 star, then tab space, 2nd star, tab space, 3rd star, tab space, 4th star, and it's over. Now F5, I will get the result as same. The space is increased a little bit more, but we can adjust it. But the pattern is same. My 1 star is appearing in 1 line, 2 stars are appearing in 2nd line, 3 in 3rd, and 4 in 4th line. So in this way we can work. I hope I'm clear with the concept. So in the next class, we shall discuss about operators. That how can we use different types of operators in Python? And how do we mix our operators along with the operands? So thank you for the day, students. Thank you.